Welcome to Sip or Skip.
The podcast where you make the decision to change. My name is Eliza.
I'm Ollie.
And my name is Scarlet. Sip or Skip, the podcast where you make the decision to change. We have a fantastic lineup ready for you today in order for you to make a difference in the world. We will look into how some people have dealt with drinking and how peer pressure can affect us all. There is so much we as people struggle with, and many of us try to make that conscious decision to not partake in some activities. But when our friends want us to come clubbing one night and we don't drink, it can be difficult to say no to those around us. Almost a third of drinkers drink more because they want to keep up with others. Friends are chief influential figures, with 60% of those who drink more than they intended to saying that they have been pressured by friends. This is an ever-growing epidemic, with 1 in 5 people saying that they themselves have pressured someone to drink. And today we'll be talking to 3 Bournemouth University students regarding their experiences around peer pressure and drinking. We'll be talking about how it affected them mentally and what they've done in order to get the help they needed. Welcome to Sip or Skip. Would everyone like to introduce themselves very briefly?
Yeah, okay. My name's Ollie, I'm 20, and I'm a media production student.
My name's Riley, I'm also 20 and I'm a journalism student.
My name's Neve, I'm 20 and I study psychology.
Okay, all a fellow university students. So the first question that I would like everyone to kind of discuss, amongst each other about is, can you describe your first experience of peer pressure related to drinking at university? And what emotions or thoughts did you have at that moment?
Yeah, I guess my first time then would have been freshers last year, when I was on medication, which I was told I wasn't supposed to drink on. But then, obviously, when you're socialising and trying to make friends at uni first year, I'd say you'll do anything, but as in, like, the thing is centred around drinking. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. Were you drinking on your medication?
Was I drinking?
Yeah.
Like, everything under the known sun, it was freshers.
You must have got much drunker quicker then.
Yeah, you get, like, a lot more drunk, a lot more quick, which is why you're not supposed to do it, because it affects your liver a lot more.
Must have been much more dangerous then.
Yeah. Cheaper night out, though.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, I've never really had... I wouldn't say I had much peer pressure, but, like, I felt my... personal pressure in needing to make friends, because I think the people in my house last year weren't so active in terms of drinking or like going out of their rooms last year, so I was having to find new people. I think at the start I was going to Halo by myself, which was probably the scariest thing I've done.
Ooh. Wait, how so, if I may ask? If you're comfy.
Sorry?
How was it scary, if I may ask? If you're
I
comfy?
just think going out socialising by myself
Oh,
was
I
quite
see.
scary, especially when people were in big groups with their housemates. I think thankfully I did it because I've met some of my good friends now.
Nice.
But I think the personal pressure got to me a bit. But and I was absolutely hammered, and I feel like I've looked a bit of a knobhead, but it was fun looking back at it.
Okay.
So yeah, how about you?
I think we were kind of on the same kind of page where my flatmates weren't very active. I didn't really see much of them. But my first week of uni, I met someone, and the first thing was like, oh yeah, we need to go to a night out, we need to go drinking. And I was like, I've not done that before, like I'm stressed. And then kind of rocking up and not knowing what to expect, like was a bit worried, and then just sort of fell in like, oh yeah, like, oh, I'll have this drink, oh yeah, sound, I'll have that, oh you'll have this drink, and then you just end up, you're like, oh my god, I don't actually know how many I've drunk.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you just end up a bit like hammered.
So you didn't like drink before uni?
No, I weren't like a big drinker. I'm just
Okay.
not really interested in it before I came to uni.
I wasn't a big drinker till uni either, to be fair.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. I don't know if any of you would have been of age at that time anyway. So
I guess not,
legally
no.
speaking, you shouldn't have been anyway. So you'll be very, very good right now. All right. Well, okay. In which case, second question of the day is, how did the social environment at university contribute to this pressure, if you felt any at all? Were there specific settings or people that maybe influenced you the most? Open panel once again.
I think everyone kind of starts off on the same foot. Unless you like purposely go out of your way to come to a specific uni with a mate, you're kind of left like just stuck by yourself, and you have to go out of your way to meet people and try and make friends. But it's hard to begin with if like other people have come together and they already have cliques, and you're like, I don't know anyone here. So like the best way to get to know people is to go out drinking, or you hear an invite, oh, this person's having a party. It's like, oh yeah, I'll be there to make mates, like, or to chat to people. It's just how it works socially. Like everyone's just always doing stuff around drinking and partying in the first year anyways.
I feel like another point is the fact that like you can go into George Taps on like a Thursday and get £3.50 pints, and like that leads your eye to go, and it's cheap, isn't it? And even in Weatherspoons, it's like £1.99 for a vodka mixer. Like, you know, when you're getting your student loan, like after January, I was always on it, and then after February ended, I was like, oh god, I'm skint now. But
Almost a third of drinkers drink more because they want to keep up with others. Friends are chief influential figures, with 60% of those who drink more than they intended to saying that they have been pressured by friends. This is an ever-growing epidemic, with 1 in 5 people saying they themselves have pressured someone to drink.
While the number of people who choose to drink has significantly dropped in the past 10 years, overconsumption has almost doubled. Peer pressure among students is one of the leading causes and has been extremely damaging to their mental health. It has brought an increased rate of depression and anxiety related to alcohol, and in some circumstances has led to extreme alcoholism, which, as some of you will know, is a lifelong battle. Our society has become accustomed to this, so much so you will struggle to find people who have not experienced this themselves. Now you make your choice. Do you sip or skip?
All right, and did any of you feel any kind of internal conflict between just kind of personal boundaries and the desire to fit in? And if you did, like, how did you navigate that?
I think for me, like in most of my friendships, I'm sort of the one that's like the responsible one and the one that is like tired or doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to do that. And then like when you're out and you're drinking, you don't want to be the buzzkill. You don't want to be the one that's
Yeah.
like, oh, like no, I don't want to have a drink. Or and then the same kind of thing. Like if your friends are drinking, it's like my kind of thing would be if they're like really like far gone. I don't want to be the one to be like, no, like stop, like it's enough. But it's like you don't want to be the one that's everyone's like, oh, like what a buzzkill, like don't invite her out again because she's not up for it, sort of thing. So I think that's like one thing that I struggled with.
yeah, I feel like I'm the complete opposite. I was the one that was telling everyone to drink. I feel like until this year when I started getting hangovers, like I was just on it, waking up 10:30 and back on it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
okay.
well, not before breakfast, but like
Yeah, recovered quickly.
yeah, exactly. It wasn't so bad, but then yeah, so that's what I think. Yeah, just I was the fun guy until recently.
Oh, okay.
Nice, built different. Yeah, I feel like it is a bit of a. I get what you're saying with like the buzzkill thing, because it's like my mates are trying to convince me to go out tonight, but it's like I'm kind of tired and I was drinking last night. I'm not sure I want to go out drinking tonight because I was hungover this morning. And then like boo, boring. And it's like, look, first of all, trying to save money. You know, uni students, we're gonna be skint.
Yeah, exactly.
But then also like I'm missing out on a social night with them. Because it's like even if I go, every time I do that, I'll be like, oh, I'm not drinking tonight. I'm trying to save money, and then I'll be 3 pints down like an hour in. So like it's so 50-50. But then I feel like as well, that's one thing I love about uni because it's like so sociable. There's like multiple different friend groups.
Yeah.
So like when I joined the radio committee, I know that there's one of my mates, Ollie, another Ollie, well third one, who I just go to like see bands with, or we'll just go and chat about tattoos or whatever. So like it doesn't have to be drinking.
Yeah. All right, and well, I guess just a quick kind of, you know, in terms of obviously that kind of, you know, either it is to be the buzzkill or to be the opposite. It's kind of like, how did, like, you say that you kind of like, you know, you're not like that anymore. Can I ask, like, how come that's the case, or is it just kind of just maturation?
Like I said, yeah, a bit mature, probably because I'm a bit more skin, and also because, you know, I could have a few pints at the pub and watch the football, but then when I'm going out like till 3 o'clock in Old Fire Station or something, I'm waking up feeling like the worst person in the world, and like depending on how drunk I've got, like if I don't remember any of the night, I will literally start panicking and just be in bed the whole day.
Oh yeah, because I mean, like, you know, if you don't remember, anything could have happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness, anything could have happened.
Exactly.
So it's just yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
I've sent plenty of videos very, very drunk to my mates and regretted it the next morning.
I'm tempted to ask, but I don't know if we should.
Well, no, it's not. It's nothing bad like that. It was just like, what was it? I was surprisingly somehow like 25 Jaeger bombs down one night in first year.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
wow.
And there's a very, very funny video which my mates were like, Ollie, how have you sent that? Of me in the elevator being like, you're right, guys, I made it home. And it's just like, it was really, really bad. But again, it's the anxiety, I guess, that comes with it, because it's kind of like, wait, what have I sent? Because it could be anything.
Yeah, fair enough. So, what kind of like strategies or support systems did you develop, or wish you had or wish you have had to kind of handle these situations, if you had any at all?
I guess I didn't really know where to go first year. If I was like, oh, I'm not drinking, it doesn't really cross my mind that there are places. And I know obviously on campus there's like therapy places to talk to.
Yeah, like student well-being and stuff.
Yeah, there's student well-being. But I actually found basically once you kind of fit in with your group, my group was, they are your go-to therapists. Don't get me wrong, but like, it'll be like, oh, I'm not drinking. I know at the end of the day they'll be like, yeah, that's sound, that's your choice. You know, I don't know if it's the same for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's just building up the courage to be able to like, listen, I'm not drinking. It makes me feel rough, or it's not for me. Like I'm not feeling it today. I think once you do state it, 9 times out of 10 they'll be like, oh, like, I completely get it. But it's more about getting to the point where you feel like you can be like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, because especially if it's like a matter of like, oh, you want to keep being friends with them. It's like, if, I don't know obviously about like everyone's context and stuff, but if like most of the situations in terms of social situations have been around drinking, I guess maybe in some way it's like saying I'm not in the mood tonight feels like a kind of, not necessarily personal attack, but it feels like a kind of, wait, that's the main way we hang out. Do you not want to hang out anymore? So yeah, reaching that stage where you feel comfortable is kind of takes a bit of courage. Yeah.
I wouldn't say I've had many times where I haven't wanted to like drink and felt like a bit peer pressured, particularly in drinking, but like with support, especially like the day after, I've not really known where to go in terms of that case, and normally I just end up, driving back home, seeing my parents, especially when it's quite a bad hangover. It's just like, it's just where to talk to. It's not like very clear in some senses. Like I'm not sure where I'd go with the uni, and like personally, I don't know if I'd even talk to anyone other than people I actually want to talk to. You know what I mean?
No, that makes sense because it's such a personal thing, and it's
exactly.
You know, if you're not the type of person to kind of talk about that, just generally speaking, it's like your first thought is going to be talk to your mates about it. You know, it's not going to be like I'll just chat to some random stranger at student well-being or something. No, that's fair enough. I get it. All right, I mean, we're kind of nearing the wrap up of this little podcast then, and I guess it's just another reiteration of like if there are any kind of just general tips, not necessarily regarding like drinking specifically, but kind of, that kind of peer pressure can really mess with your head. At least, I know that it can for me, and I'm sure it can for everyone else. So it's just like if there are any tips, generally speaking, that any of you have, or kind of what kind of advice you give to your younger self, or maybe just once again any kind of incoming students who might kind of face similar issues. What kind of stuff would you say?
I mean, if I was going to tell my younger self anything, it would be, cut down on the drinking, because not only did I spend so much, but I also spent so much on times that I just don't remember, and it's just like feeling awful and just everything wrapped up in a like circle where I feel awful and. Yeah,
and it's especially if you can't remember. Oh, sorry to interrupt, but
no, carry on.
Especially if you can't remember anything.
Exactly, it's just like
the point.
I was not there, and I'm either not there and being told that I was there doing something stupid, or I wasn't there and I just don't remember any of it, and it's just no fun.
Yeah, no, I do think it's kind of crazy looking back. For me, first year's like so much of a blur because of how much I was going out and drinking, which is crazy. I've lost like half of my first year because I can't remember it.
Oh, nice.
Which is like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I will say like 9 times out of 10 as well, in terms of not just drinking but peer pressure, the difference in people from sixth form to like university is like a next step up. Like people in sixth form, obviously you get the nice people, but there are obviously some people that are not the nicest to say the least.
Yeah.
But then everyone in uni is like so sociable and willing to talk anyway. Like even if it's not a crowd that you usually hang out with, chat to them. They'll be happy to chat to you. Find societies. Societies are always good because it's going to be the same interest.
Yeah.
So unless it's a drinking society, you have so much to talk about with like other things than drinking and doing other things.
I think don't trap yourself to one group of friends. The odds are the first group you meet, you'll get on with them for the minute, but afterwards might not be your cup of tea. So if you're being peer pressured, whether it be to drinking or just doing something that you're not up to, don't let them define what you do, because at the end of the day, if they're peer pressuring you, then they're not your people, and you will find other people. Uni's a big place, and like you said, there's societies and there's so many other ways to meet people and get along with people without them peer pressuring you to do things that you don't want to do.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Please remember, help is always available. You can contact various mental health charities such as the Samaritans on 116 123. Just to repeat, that is the Samaritans on 116 123, or even Mind on their support line, which is 0300 102 1234. Just to go over that again, that's 0300 102 1234. Alternatively, you can also get in touch with your university's support and wellbeing team.